The adventure continues this week on Ford Outfitters. As summer wanes, the waters of Lake Michigan lie still, as do the beachfront communities that dot the southern shores. But as the seasonal migration of tourists and part-time residents recedes, in the emerald tributaries that feed the Great Lakes, another migration begins.
Oh my goodness. King salmon are big, they fight hard.
There you go. Stay on him.
And oftentimes it's a very long fight. We're going to fish Lake Michigan.
Just hang on.
And then we're going to also fish up into the Manistee River. I've never fished either place.
Got him.
Even when you hook them on the troll, you're going to be in for a really, really hard battle.
Double! Double bender!
4 expert sportsmen on a mission to find North America's top hunting and fishing outfitters. The ones that create the unforgettable adventures and bring us that trophy of a lifetime.
Totally stoked.
Each week, one member of our dream team hits the road in an F-Series truck in a search of the hardest working men and women in the outdoors. This is the Outfitters. Once a booming logging town, Manistee, Michigan thrives today as the quintessential fishing village. Ideally located at the point where the town's namesake river meets Lake Michigan, this active port lures in fishermen young and old. Just ask outfitter Lance Keene. The job of a Lake Michigan captain requires long hours, organization, and patience, but you can't beat the view from the office.
Not born and raised in Manistee, but I've spent a lot of time here. I might as well have been. Growing up fishing with my dad all the time, we spent a lot of our time in the Manistee area, chasing salmon and steelhead.
Just getting the rods out, the ones we're going to use tonight. Some divers, some rigger rods, a couple planer board rods. Shouldn't have to run too much stuff.
If it was weekends or the whole summer or whatever, any free time we had, we were up here chasing these fish, and started really young with them when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and now I'm 28 and I've been a full-time outfitter for 8 years, chasing salmon and steelhead in Lake Michigan and up the big Manistee River.
We run half days for 5 hours. Long hours, but it definitely pays off at the end.
It was just a dream of mine. Always wanted to fish for him full-time.
Conway Bowman can relate. The San Diego native has spent his life adrift in the Pacific Ocean, reaping its bounty. Now he's eager to take his diverse saltwater game to an inland sea.
Driving from Grand Rapids to Manistee in the Super Duty, I drove through some beautiful countryside, some great little towns. I mean, it's lush, it's green, it's absolutely beautiful.
Incoming text message from Lance Keene.
Listen to text message.
Meet me at the marina.
Navigation.
Navigation.
Destination, Manistee Marina.
Setting destination.
Drove over to the marina, we were ready to go. What's up, Lance?
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
How was the first half day today?
Fishing was excellent this morning.
Let's go get him.
All right, let's go get him, bud.
What's the fishing season for targeting king salmon on Lake Michigan?
We start seeing king show up about 1st of May when the waters kind of start warming up. We get southerly winds kicking in. And then they're usually here pretty much the whole summer. But when they really show up good is in August. That's when they'll start staging up because this is their home river. This is where they're going to run. 3-4 miles out, there's a huge drop off. The currents, and that pushes all the bait fish in there, and that pushes all the fish there. They're close to where they need to be. They sit out there, they eat mornings, afternoons, wait. When the lake does what it does, the lake will roll over, cold water will come up, fish will slide in with the cold water. And
so it's just not going out there and dropping some lines. I mean, there's some science to what you're doing.
Right, you got to know what to use, when and where and all that. So
From Manistee Marina, it's a 25-mile run out to the deep water where Lance has been on the fish.
Those look like fish to me, Lance.
Right, this is the thermocline in the water. That's where the temperature changes. We'll be looking for the king salmon to be from this thermocline down.
Got it.
This time of year, we call it sport trolling. We're running big lures, imitating minnow forage behind it. This rotates down through the water column like this.
Okay.
And this is the wounded warrior coming, trying to keep up with the pack.
Yeah.
And this is a salmon busting bait, and this is the lone one back here, so they're gonna eat this one.
How interesting.
We use a lot of flashers and flies, what we call it around here.
This is totally foreign to me, this kind of fishing. I've never done this.
Putting them down like 70, 80 down.
First introduced into the Great Lakes in the 1870s, Chinook salmon did not take hold and eventually disappeared. In 1966, Michigan, New York, Wisconsin, and the province of Ontario collaborated to successfully establish a king fishery in the Great Lakes.
Okay, ready? Right here, fish on, right here, right here. Grab the rod, reel down, reel down, reel down, reel down. Give it a little jerk. Doing good, doing good.
First fish,
Keep coming, I'm bringing them up.
hit the center down right here.
Oh, he took it. Son.
It wouldn't release at the cannonball because it was down so deep. There's so much stretch in the line.
No fish?
He took it.
Oh, he broke it off.
These mature fish this time of year, they're big and they're mean and they break things. You don't like to lose fish, but it's just the name of the game.
That king salmon was what I had not anticipated in terms of fight.
Right there, grab that one. Yep.
And, Lance said, don't horse the fish right off the bat. Because I was horsing, I was ready to swing and, do the old sort of West Coast tuna trip on him. But Lance said, look, ease the fish back. So I did. This is totally different. I can't be grinding this fish in because I might throw the hook. This is a good learning situation for me. Whoa, look at that.
Reel down. Yep, okay, now walk back. Keep your rod kind of this level for me.
Once I saw the fish, I got a little nervous. I said, oh man, this is usually when a fish comes up, comes unbuttoned. When the angler gets excited and he might put too much pressure. Didn't happen. Lance made a killer leadering of the fish. Did that and put the fish in the net, got on the deck.
There he comes.
Yeah!
Look at that one. Nice job.
Man, my God, look at the size of that thing.
Good one there.
Woo! There it is. Beautiful 15-pound king salmon, Lake Michigan. God, it's great. That is such a killer fish. And the great thing is this, I get to take that fish home and I get to eat it. King salmon, Lake Michigan. Woo!
The Outfitters is brought to you by the 2015 Ford Super Duty. At the helm of the Trout Scout, outfitter Lance Keene is on the fish.
All right, well, nice job, bud. Let's put him in the box here and we'll get the lines back out and get our troll going here again.
With a chrome Chinook already on ice, Conway's dinner plans are secured.
Awesome first fish. And the great thing is this, you get to eat it. And there's nothing better than king salmon.
Ricky, it's Lance. Hey, how about cooking some fish for a good friend of mine tonight? Come into your restaurant and serve it up to us? Perfect. All right, thanks, bud. All right, we're in.
Sweet.
Fresh fish.
75 and 300. Good God, this guy's hauling butt.
Doing good. You got big fish here, way bigger than the last fish. Big head shakes right there.
Yeah, man, this is a whole nother ball.
Let him rip. Let him run.
Right.
I'm gonna tighten you down just a little bit. We're gonna make him earn it a little bit now that he's already stripped out. He's already got you out 200 extra feet than what we started.
Oh yeah, man. When you hook a king salmon on the troll, you really don't want to horse him into the boat. Usually, you set the hook really hard and you reel the fish in really quickly. This was a whole different scenario.
Now I want you to kind of work him a little bit. Yep, reel down. Yep. Keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking. Keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking, keep cranking. I'm gonna throw this sea bag in to help slow us down a little bit. That fish is peeling out too much line.
So once you hook them, the boat's gonna be in gear, it's gonna stay in gear.
Get as much back as you can right now. I got her slowed right down
got it.
because they were getting down on the spool there.
So it's not like you're horsing a tuna in like you would in saltwater. It's a little bit different ball game. So Lance really explained that very well.
Conway, look what happens now that we've hooked up again. We got all these little boats coming out here surrounding us.
Yeah, I know.
Trapping us in here, getting close to your fish back there. Might have to do a little battling here.
They have their eyes on you, that's for sure. I mean, we were all by ourselves when we first got out here.
Right. Now we got company. He's getting too close. He's about to get the horn. This one should be bigger than the last, I would think. You're grunting a little more on this one,
Yeah,
so
I am.
it's got to be a little bigger.
Or I'm just tired from the first one. Here he comes. He's right here. I just
He's
got
about
color.
20 feet back. I'm gonna grab the net.
Okay, great. Yeah, I got color right here. Yeah, man. It's a nice fish.
Same thing as last time. I'm gonna reel that diver right to the tip,
Okay.
walk back. I'm gonna hand over hand it, scoop him up.
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice one.
Oh, look at that. No way.
Dandy.
Woo!
That's a good one.
That is a dandy. Look at that thing. Oh my gosh. I can't even get my hand around his collar. Look at that son of a gun. A Lake Michigan king salmon on the
That's a
troll.
good fish there. That's probably 16, 17 pounder there. Yes.
My God, that's an awesome fish.
2 down, but with a liberal 5-fish limit, there's little time for celebration.
All right, here's a fish right here. Right here. There you go.
Same gig?
Yep, same thing. Let him run. Let him do his thing. Had beautiful weather tonight. Spoiled Conway big time. Fishing was outstanding. I mean, I didn't expect it to be that good, and I'm out there every day.
That is some serious bendo right there. Bendo!
Your arms tired?
No, man, I'm good.
As an outfitter, when you see people catching these big fish, that's what makes it cool to me.
There it is.
Oh, got a fish on right there.
It was nonstop fishing.
Okay, here he comes.
I would have a fish on, I'd get it to the boat. Oh my God.
All right, jump on that rod right there. There we go.
And all of a sudden the other rod would go off. So literally one fish after the other.
I'm gonna put him in the box. I'm gonna clean up this mess. You keep fighting that
Okay,
fish.
awesome, great.
All right.
Thanks, Lance. Man, we are in the honey hole, aren't we?
Very good right here.
Fishing ain't for sissies.
Ready to lift.
Ha! Another King
Good
Salmon.
one.
Woo! On the down, oh, look at that, oh my God. Wow. The last half hour has just been nonstop. And Lance is putting more rods out. But that's what it's all about, you know, you gotta get them while the getting's good.
There's another one right here. Fish on.
And let me tell you, the getting is good right now. Here we go again. Oh yeah, this is my limit, huh?
That's your limit.
Awesome. And limit it out. Yee-hoo!
Here's one.
Oh, we got another one.
Double!
Double bender!
Welcome to Lake Michigan. You know how long it's been since I've reeled one in? I know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can teach you how to do it, but I don't know how to do it because I've lost the touch.
Yeah, it looks like you figured out how to do it. He's already in the boat and I'm still fighting mine.
I got fresh arms.
Yeah, no joke. At the end of that day, I was pretty sore.
Got him.
It took quite a bit of effort to get those fish to the boat
That's a nice one.
because it just didn't stop. I had my 5, he got his 1, so we had 6 fish at the end of the day. Brother, that was spectacular. That was spectacular fishing.
Yep, it was a good day. It was a good day.
Returning to the dock with another happy customer and a cooler full of fish, Lance Keene's day is almost done.
Lance filleted this king salmon up quicker than I have ever seen anybody fillet a fish in my life. And we put him in bags and took him over to the restaurant and had a great meal.
Coming up, Lake Michigan gave up the goods, but will the big Manistee River do the same?
There's one right there, get him, get him.
When the Outfitters returns. With Lake Michigan in the rearview mirror, it's time to hit the river.
We're going to the Big Manistee River and we're going to the Bear Creek National Forest boat ramp. Probably I'll cast lures, thunder sticks into the holes and do a steady retrieve, or we'll run bobbers and eggs down through the runs. You know, a little bit different presentation. So there's kind of 2 ways we can fish for them up there.
So Lance and I got to the ramp and it was cold. All right, Lance, let's do it.
You ready to rock?
I was wearing flip-flops and basically, you know, a light jacket.
A bite in the air makes for a brisk morning run from Bear Creek to the Devil's Elbow.
Just running straight thunder sticks in the morning, trying to cast it out, retrieve it in, bringing it across the holes and letting the fish chase it out. It's kind of a trigger bite, so we're just going to cast and retrieve and cast and retrieve and just work our way down through the holes.
My expectation was this: come on, king salmon. I had a great day of fishing on the lake. I caught a lot of fish, so anything after that was going to be a bonus. Oh,
there you go. Ooh.
I was totally sleeping there. So would they come back and hit that again?
Probably not.
This time of year, the river is more challenging, but it's great. It's tighter quarters, you're using lighter tackle, and it's going to push you as an angler to be a better angler. And you potentially could catch a very, very big king salmon. Do you find there's a certain sort of pace that kind of initiates a strike, or does it even matter?
No, I mean, as long as you get that constant, you know, vibration in your rod tip, you'll feel, you know, that plug working, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's all a reaction bite, and, you know, as they're traveling towards the boat, towards us, they either got to commit to it or they ain't going to hit it at all, you know.
When we return,
There's one right there, get him.
a picky bite leads to missed opportunities and frustration at the Devil's Elbow and sends Lance and Conway upriver to another infamous hole. Can they take the heat at Hell's Kitchen?
Don't get in my line.
Try not to.
Well, we've done our scouting. We've got a great camping location picked out. Now we've got to grab some rocks for the fire ring. We've got to clear some ground, and then we're going to haul the gear over and set up camp. It's a great opportunity to test out the all-new 2015 Ford F-150. The Built Tough field test continues.
Oh man, I was being careful. I didn't want to scratch up the new truck.
Oh man, this thing's made out of a high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy. I think it's the toughest F-150 yet.
All right, let's roll.
Well, we got to get through here. If you want to grab the chainsaw, I'll grab the straps.
Cool.
Match up.
Yeah.
That should give us enough room right there.
To see the full Built Tough field test, go to thefordoutfitters.com. Enter for your chance to win the official ride of the Outfitters, the all-new 2015 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost, or win one of 4 perfect weekend adventures designed by the Outfitters hosts.
My left toe is numb.
Yeah.
On a cool Michigan morning, the rising sun brings welcome warmth, but will it chill the bite?
Well, we got up there good and early, got there in the dark, got all set up. We worked about a 1.5 mile stretch of good holes, you know, for this time of year. And nothing was shaking, and so I'm like, now it's too sunny and they don't want to chase it out.
So Lance and I, we were kind of moving from spot to spot. We were covering a lot of water. Lance suggested we change up the techniques, and we basically dropped the plugs behind the boat on anchor.
Kind of lift the anchor up, and we're just going to slide down through the run here and just keep these lures right in the run.
Okay. So we were there maybe 10 minutes, and no luck. And then all of a sudden,
There's one right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Get him, get him, get him, get him.
and Lance goes, the fish isn't on there.
Damn.
And I'm like, okay. And then
He's still on there. Grab it, grab it, grab it. Real, 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 real. Start cranking, real, fast you can. Fast you can, fast you can. Ride that way, ride that way.
and I saw the line running up the starboard rail. Jeez Louise! All the way upriver. I come tight to this fish and I am directly over it. I get up on the bow of the boat. Oh my goodness, look at the size of that. Just jumps out of the water and then throws the plug. Good Lord.
Isn't that badass?
Let's do that again. We fished Devil's Elbow a little while longer with the same technique, and then Lance said, you know, let's try one more spot.
Dropped into the next spot, which is just below Devil's Elbow, which we call Hell's Kitchen, and it's a log jam in front of the boat, behind the boat.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough neighborhood in here, man. There's all kinds of
This
logs.
is all junk right here.
And then Lance said, you know, let's even switch it up even more. Let's go for an egg rig on a bobber. So we set these rigs out.
Ooh, I had a nibble. 10 minutes maybe, and we had a couple tickles. Get them. Real, 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 real. Ooh,
We were drifting them back.
that looked kind of good.
I'm drifting one, Lance is drifting one. And all of a sudden,
There he is. Got him. In that particular spot, you either really have to put it to the fish or you're going to get busted off.
Get out of there.
he is buckling down the drag and he said, I got a big one.
Grab that net.
Oh man, get the net. I mean, I don't net many fish. Lance is battling the fish. I've got the net, a little nervous.
Head first.
Yeah, I really don't want to lose this fish because it's big.
Okay, ready? I'll try to turn him downhill.
I put the net in the water and he slides that fish right into the net. Oh my gosh, look at the size of this thing.
Dude, that's all day 25 pounder right there.
That is all day, 25 pounds. Incredible. And I mean, catching it in Hell's Kitchen. The way he handled that fish, even though I've caught a lot of fish, that system, that sort of rod, that whole setup, I would have been probably overwhelmed.
How's that?
That's pretty impressive.
Right in the top of the beak.
It was wonderful to watch Lance do that. Man, oh man. So the great thing about fishing with guides like Lance and fishing in fisheries that I'm not familiar with is a guide like Lance can teach me how to fish and teach me how to fish a fishery I've never fished for a fish that I have never really fished for that much. Pretty deep in here.
I would shell up a foot to start, and then you can always go deeper.
Learning how to plug in a river. There he is. It's a fish.
There you go.
And even more specifically, learning how to fish a float in an egg and to get the drift just right.
Stay on him.
Go to the left. Go way left. Way left. Way left.
It was a challenge, but having Lance sort of guide me through that was great. And that's the great thing about fishing with great guides and great outfitters.
Doing good. Doing good.
Is that you can learn so much. And then, at the end of the day,
There you go. Wind right down the bobber. Yep.
you know, a lot of times you're successful at catching fish.
Got him.
Giant.
Giant fish.
And I went down and scooped it up, and there's about a 20-pound king salmon.
Look at
Nice job. Nice job.
yeah!
And that was the first one he's ever caught on bobbers and eggs. He was all excited.
That's a hogfish.
Hogzilla.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that son of a gun.
That was what we needed to do. We needed to get him one, you know, to get the feel of it, and he got the whole experience. You did her.
Woo! Brother, that was sick.
Was that a battle or what?
I got the fish that I really wanted to get on the Manistee River. Okay. I mean, we could throw him back, right? Or
It's up to you. Yeah.
let's throw him back because I mean we got the big one.
Okay.
And you want to do that?
Yeah, that's fine.
And I had already caught a bunch of fish on the lake. We had a beautiful 25-pounder on the boat. And I said, you know what? This fish is not tired. It's in good shape. So I said, I'm just going to release it. So maybe the next guy that comes along could appreciate the great fight that King Salmon could potentially give it. So it was cool. I felt really good about releasing that fish. And watching it swim away, I felt good.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
It probably felt good, and that was great. Jeez Louise.
The introduction of salmon to the Great Lakes has created a diverse Chinook fishery to rival Alaska, and it's a much easier drive.
Well, as the outfitter, I thought the Super Duty did a great job. Had tons of power, pulled the boat right out of the ramp, no problem. Didn't even feel like the truck was working hardly.
My experience in king salmon fishing was fishing in Alaska, and I find the Lake Michigan salmon fishing equally as challenging. Both are wonderful fisheries, but I think you're going to have a greater opportunity to catch fish on Lake Michigan and the Manistee River.
Tune in next week as Haley Heath takes the Super Duty to Colorado on an action-packed archery hunt for rut-crazed elk.